So,
We're back
for
Past a Picture Podcast.
Yay! Episode
2.
Nice.
It's my week.
Woohoo!
I've picked a topic that is very close to home because I personally think that I have been reincarnated as Franz Kafka to me.
Yes.
I am him.
And today she's going to tell us the reasons why
Yeah.
she believes so.
It's quite spooky. So, my Twitter, the Toni fan club, has a lot of Kafka-esque qualities. I share a lot of memes about Metamorphosis because
Yes. In our work, we have a post-it note of Toni on a bed
it's a self-portrait.
as a
Gregor
as a-
Samsa, the book, because that is how I feel.
as a beetle, some
Yeah.
sort of beetle.
Yeah, he's a big bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it used to put Toni at Christmas.
Tony at Christmas, because that's
That's
what
how you
I
felt?
did at Christmas. I was just in bed
Being a bug.
being a bug. Yeah. So I think Kafka, most well known for Metamorphosis. Well, I know him definitely for Metamorphosis, but other people might know him for some other novels. His letters to one of his lovers have been
Ooh.
published.
Ooh la
They're
la.
they're cute. It's
Oh,
cute.
okay.
It's like, I love you so much, I'm gonna die. It's not like that, but
It's a
like,
heartbreak.
no. That's for another week. So I'm gonna start with telling Amanda and you,
And our fellow listeners.
yeah, our two listeners,
Lovable listeners.
lovable
Ooh.
besties, everything about Franz Kafka's life,
Mhm.
because
Tell
I
me.
think that his literary works are a reflection of his life experiences.
Okay.
And when I talk about Metamorphosis later, you will really see the
Yeah.
parallels.
Mm.
A lot of writers put themselves into their work, as we saw in last week's episode with
Yeah.
the director of Elementals. He really put his own personal story into
Yes.
the plot. So, Kafka was born in Prague.
Mhm.
Lovely city. I would like to
Yes.
visit. Which was in the Austro-Hungarian Empire,
Ooh.
which is not a thing anymore.
No.
World War II.
Yes.
He was born to a middle-class Jewish family. His dad was a merchant, and Kafka himself described his dad as, and I quote,
Mm.
a true Kafka in strength, health, appetite, loudness of voice, eloquence, self-satisfaction, worldly dominance, endurance, presence of mind, and knowledge of human nature.
Mm.
His dad was a strong character, we'll say that,
Okay.
but they didn't really get on.
Okay. Was he
Uh,
a typical bloke?
yeah,
Sounds like he's a typical.
not really present in the household. His mum also helped with the business, so they
Okay.
were both out of the house.
Mm.
They were actually both raised,
Absentees?
kind of, yeah. They were out for like 12 hours a day.
Wow.
So thanks to him being middle class, they had a lot of staff.
Mm.
They had maids, they have governesses to raise the children.
Mm-hmm.
So he was the oldest of 6,
Wow.
but 2 of his younger brothers passed away when they were only like 18 months, 12 months old.
Okay.
So he was the oldest boy. He had 3 younger sisters. His parents were both away a lot, so
Mm.
you can see that absence of his father figure, which does reflect in Metamorphosis,
Mm.
which I'll get onto that in a bit.
Okay.
He was well educated, of course.
Mm.
He read lots of things.
Mm.
He went to uni, knew German, Czech, and French. First bit that means I'm reincarnated as him.
Yes.
He started uni for chemistry and 2 weeks later switched to law. What did I do? Start uni for biology. 2 days before I started the course, switched to history.
Oh.
Yeah,
Why?
because I felt, oh god, I felt pressured by, like, my old teachers, my family, whatever, to
Were they,
go
like,
into the more
STEM?
smart subject, because I feel like humanities isn't seen in that. It's not as, you know, I was going to be a scientist and now I'm getting minimum wage, you know. So
Me too.
yeah. So he kind of did the same thing,
Okay.
and I don't enjoy that because it's kind of stressful, but
Okay.
reincarnation moment. He got a doctorate in law.
Mm.
Slay. Love that for him. And then he did unpaid service for a year in the civil service in the courts. Reincarnation moment number 2, but mine's paid. Then he was hired again somewhere else for an insurance company, and he hated it. He worked from 8 p.m. till 6 a.m. Couldn't socialise, couldn't write, which was his passion.
Oh.
So he resigned, of course. Then he got into a new job,
Mm.
and this kind of continued the cycle of these like not enjoyable jobs, but he was a hard worker. He put his all into these jobs, but it was kind of draining him.
Yeah.
which we'll see again in his works.
Okay.
It kind of reflects. So had a couple of lovers. Yeah. He got engaged, but they didn't get married.
A long engagement.
A lot. Yeah. Not long. They broke up. Yeah.
I thought they were just like forever engaged.
No. Because
Okay.
this isn't the lady that he was sending all the letters to. This is someone else.
Oh.
Yeah. In 1917, he got TB. Whose initials are TB?
Toni.
Mine. So
I said that to you the other day and you were
Yeah.
very offended.
I was offended, but me, me, Kafka, it's me and
It
me,
is,
myself, and
told
I.
you, told you.
Okay, so he needed a lot of care from his family.
Yeah.
Which was mostly done by his sister and his mother. Keep that in mind for later, for
Did they
Metamorphosis.
hate looking after him?
Not at the start.
But eventually.
Keep it in mind.
It's posted.
Yes. Then he started this relationship with this Czech journalist.
Yeah.
Melina.
Melina. That's from Mortal Kombat.
Well, I don't think she was, though.
Was she a vampire?
Maybe.
You'll never know.
So yeah, he wrote these beautiful love letters
Yes.
to Melina. If you look at my Twitter, I repost them all the time.
Yeah.
In the Tony fan club.
Tony fan club.
Yeah. He wrote these lovely letters. He was very poetic. Had a diary, which we'll get onto as well.
Yeah.
One of those guys who could just write things really beautifully, and I really enjoy that. I can't do that. I envy him. But there are some ways in which we are similar,
Yes.
which aren't good ways, but
Okay.
he had clinical depression. So do I. He had social anxiety. So do I. Insomnia. So do I.
Wow.
Migraines. Yes.
4 out of 4.
4 out of 4. There's things like boils. I don't really have boils. But the rest of it, I can really relate to. We are quite similar in nature, apart from he's really talented and can write lots of stuff. And was born into a middle class family, but apart from that, So, because he had TB, he was trying lots of different things to like make him better, but ultimately none of it really worked. And he ended up passing away in a sanatorium in Prague in 1924, age 40. So he only died when he was quite young.
Okay. How old was he when he died?
40.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You just said.
I did just say.
Sorry,
yeah.
I thought you said 1940.
No, 1924.
Okay.
So, bit of a sad life, really.
The Roaring Twenties. We lost Kafka.
We did. It was very sad, I think. Like, he went through it and then he died of TB. So I hope I don't die of TB. That wouldn't be good. But yeah. Another way in which we are similar, which is...
Without TB.
Without TB, is the diaries.
Okay.
Because in my youth,
Oh.
I'm still youthful, but in my angsty youth,
Yeah.
when I was really depressed, I used to write down my feelings in my notes app on my phone. And Kafka wrote diaries, and so did I. So I've decided to give Amanda a little quiz,
Oh gosh. Okay.
and she has to guess.
I'm never gonna get this right. I'm gonna be like.
I gave this
Did you
quiz to my
really say
boyfriend,
that?
and he did pretty well, but obviously
He knows you.
he's known me for 10 years and you've known me for 6 months, so
Yes.
we'll see.
6 months and we'll start a podcast.
Yeah, besties. Soulmates, if you will.
Soulmates.
Soulmates. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I'm going to read you some quotes.
Yes.
I want you to tell me if it was Kafka or if it was me.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay. I stutter when I read, so just ignore. Visitors make me feel almost as though I were maliciously being attacked.
Kafka.
True.
Yes.
Correct. Humans are both fundamentally good and evil, and I am scared I am the latter.
You.
Oh, God.
I am the latter.
Yeah, I'm the
That's
latter.
something you would say in your
Yeah.
everyday. Okay,
Yeah,
go
age
on.
15. I am nauseatingly miserable beyond repair.
Is that you?
No! It's Kafka.
Oh.
But I relate.
Yeah.
I relate, but I was repaired.
Okay.
Therapy. Go to therapy, guys.
Oh, that's how I should have known.
Yeah.
There was a clue in that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll listen more intently.
My condition is not unhappiness, but it is also not happiness.
Kafka.
Yes.
Hey.
A week-long rest would be perfect. My bones feel exhausted.
This is you. It's got you
Obviously.
written
Oh,
all
don't,
over
don't,
it.
Because if I would have said this to you before my actual week-long
Yeah.
rest, you might not have
I might not have
You might
been
not have
like,
got it.
yes.
tethered to material things.
Material things. I'm going to say Kafka.
It's actually me.
Oh.
And this one, I just want to put it in there because I like the quote.
Okay.
I think it's quite obviously Kafka.
Okay.
But peaceful moon, I consist only of bones.
Peaceful moon.
Yeah, I consist only
I
of bone.
consist only of bone. That's quite...
Poetic.
It is.
In a sad way.
It's lyrical.
It is.
Should we dissect?
Dissect.
Yeah.
I'm only bones. I think he feels like depressed.
Would you speak about the moon?
Because the moon is beautiful. I love the moon.
I do also. It's my...
I have a
It's
tattoo
my
of
card.
the moon. You have a tattoo of the moon.
I do?
Oh my god, we're both reincarnated as Heather.
I think me less, so...
Yeah.
Wow, that was a nice one.
So, now we've talked about who Kafka was,
Yes.
his diaries.
Yes.
Now we talk about what I think is his most famous
Yeah.
work. Other people might disagree, but this is the one that I know. It's been adapted into a play as well. Would recommend go seeing that if you can.
Yeah.
Um,
So it was a book originally?
it was a novella. Yeah.
Oh, novella.
It's only like 50 pages long. It's not
Oh, right,
long.
okay.
The audiobook on Spotify is 2 hours long.
Okay.
So
It's a 2-hour book.
it's a 2 hour book. It's
Nice.
easy. It's quick. Rundown of the plot.
Go ahead.
Gregor Samsa
Yes.
is our main guy.
Okay. Gregor.
And I believe he is basically Kafka himself. He's kind of
Okay.
written it.
It's autobiographical.
Kind of, yeah. So there's a lot of similarities between Kafka and Gregor and me going on in the
Yes.
story. So one day Gregor wakes up and he's turned to a big bug.
He's a big bug.
Like a big beetle. Like the size of the double bed beetle. Like big.
Huge.
Humongous.
Like in James and the Giant Peach.
I don't know.
Isn't one of them a bug?
I don't know about the giant
Oh.
peach. Yeah, he's a big bug.
He's a big beetle.
But not in a cute way. Not in a cute way.
Okay.
Because I think bugs
In
are
it,
quite...
you.
In it... Oh.
Ugh.
Ugh.
It's sort of walking without...
Yeah, like...
with missing leg.
Like what's that? Ooh, stinky bug.
Stinky bug.
So...
A bug that you've never seen before and you're like, what is that?
You're like, ooh.
What is that?
Ooh, what a... Ooh.
I'm going to take a picture and like Google Lens this.
Or like, I'm going to take a picture and put it on Reddit in r slash identify this
What
bug,
is
please.
this?
Yes. So, he's in his bed and he's just like, oh no, I can't move. He doesn't understand why. He doesn't know what he looks like. He's like, uh-oh.
He just can't move.
Looks over, alarm clock. He's late for work.
Oh no.
So, uh-oh.
Double uh-oh.
His family are knocking on his door, being like,
Hello?
Gregor, get up now, it's work time. And he's like, in a minute. Because he can't...
Trying to figure out how to
he's like,
go
how
back.
do I explain this situation? He's trapped. He's trapped by his condition.
Okay.
So he gets up, his boss comes over and he's like, yeah, I can't do anything, sorry. And then manages to open the door and his family see him and they are disgusted by him. Which is it's sad, I think. It's very sad. His family are like, what has happened here? Why are you a bug? Ew. You know?
Ew.
So, it's obvious he's not changing back anytime soon. So, the household kind of adapt. He's got the body of a bug but the mind of a person. He's still holding on to his humanity. That's a key thing here. He's remaining him. He's himself. He just looks like a bug. So, obviously he can't work. He can't cook. He can't clean. He can't do anything. So his family are caring for him, looking after him, making him food, giving him food, you know. And this starts off fine. His sister and his mum are caring for him, they're looking after him. But after a while it becomes kind of a burden on the family. And you can see the resentment between the family and him begin to grow.
Yeah.
So they start treating him as more of a pest, as more of an annoyance than their son, their brother, because he can't provide for them. Because originally he was at work paying off his parents' debts.
Oh, right.
So he didn't just have himself to support, he was going every day to support his family. Their relationship starts to deteriorate. At one point, Gregor is on the wall, being a bug. Just on, he starts to become comfortable in this new body. He starts to become more bug-like. He starts to like dark places, damp places, climbing on the walls, climbing on the ceiling, you know. just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his mum finds him on the wall and faints because she's like, oh my god, he's running like a bug now. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
The dad comes in and throws an apple at him. So then Gregor's like, wow, I am a bird.
We think this is about depression. He throws an apple at him. Is that like an apple a day keeps the doctor away?
I don't think so, but nice. Okay.
So he's like, eat some fruit.
No,
You'll
he's like,
feel better.
he's like, go away, you disgusting creature.
Okay.
He's trying to hurt him.
Okay.
So Gregor retreats into his room, stops eating,
Okay.
becomes the bug, you know? And then he dies. Alone. In his room. He's given up, he dies. And after he passes away, his family improves, gets better, has lodgers in his room, gets new jobs, becomes prosperous. So at his expense, they improve.
Oh wow.
It's very tragic. It's a tragedy. Yeah. All in all, it's a sad book. But the thing that I believe 100%, I've told Amanda about this before, that this is a metaphor for depression.
It sounds it.
Kafka had depression. I have depression. I can see, because all of these things, the whole like feeling isolated from his family, not being able to go to work, all of that, it's just made physical by the physical transformation. Yeah. All of these problems existed before. It's just made more obvious to the outside world
because it's physical.
Because it's physical. When it's mental, it's only his problem.
Yeah, and a lot of people,
everyone's problem.
A lot of people always say that like you don't look disabled.
Yeah.
But
or
like you don't know,
you don't act
because
depressed.
it's not physically. You can't physically see it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that it's not there.
Yeah, this is a physical manifestation of how he was already feeling.
Yeah.
He can't get out of bed. He can't go to work. He can't eat. He can't talk to his family. Symptoms of depression.
Yeah.
I've been through this. A lot of other people who have had depression have been through this. But now it's obvious for those people who can't relate.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah. And there's still, and when he's a bug, they're like, he's like a burden.
Yeah.
They're literally treating him like a burden.
They're treating him like a pest.
He is a pet, yeah.
And when you're in that situation, that's how you feel towards it. That's how you feel. Like a lot of people who are depressed feel like a burden and feel like they are this big weight on their family, and most times they're not. It's just how you feel. So that's really showing us. It makes it obvious for the non-mentally ill how it feels. Identified some themes.
Oh right, go on.
Oh, a couple of key points actually.
Theme queen.
Yes, a couple of key points though that I found interesting was the father in the story is never named. The mum has a name and the sister has a name.
Oh.
The father isn't named.
What's he known as?
Father.
Just father.
Yeah. So I thought that was like.
Is that biblical? Like the father.
Could be, but I think it's more of a reflection of Kafka's own relationship with his father. Because he's absent.
He's literally naming his father.
Yeah, his favourite. Kafka's the people that he got on with the most. The people who looked after him when he had TB were his mother and his sister. The people looking after.
They were named.
The people who were looking after Gregor when he's a bug are the mother and the sister.
Ah, some parallels. Was he not named because he wasn't important, or
no? I think
because
he was
important
because
there.
He's the one who drove him to his room at the end to die.
Oh, right. And he's not even named.
No, I think it was showing that they're not close, and he doesn't like him, his attitudes towards him. So themes.
Yeah, this happens in Fleabag, doesn't it?
Oh, Fleabag isn't named.
Where she's not.
We need to talk about Fleabag. We need to talk about Fleabag.
The people that are important in her life have names,
like Claire,
actual names, whereas the people who aren't are known as other things.
The hot priest.
Yeah, her herself.
Yeah,
Fleabag.
We
don't know her name.
We don't hear her real name ever.
Yeah,
we
interesting.
We need to talk about Fleabag.
Okay.
So some themes.
Yes.
The absurdity of life.
Okay.
Obviously, what happened is physically impossible.
Yes.
We all know that. It's crazy.
Absurd.
There's no cause. There's no sign he deserved it.
Yeah.
Very similar to when people suffer with mental illness or just physical illness without a cause.
Yeah.
And I feel like this can link a bit to religion. Because he was Jewish, but he didn't start to explore his relationship with Judaism until later on in his life. So it's that, like, why are all these bad things happening to me? There's no cause. A lot of people turn to religion and God for that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
Well, a lot of the time when people are at the end of their life, the end of anything, they pray.
Yeah.
Like, they have no other option. There is no other valley to take. There is nothing else to do in the absolute end, but pray.
So we also have the disconnect between the mind and the body.
Okay.
Another quite obvious.
Yes.
You know. He looks like a bug, feels like a man. Am I a man or am I a muppet, you know? And I feel like that's the same thing with depression. Like your body and your mind do feel disconnected. So
like you physically can't get out of bed.
Physically can't.
Even though your brain is like, you
get
need
up,
to
get up, get up,
you
get
need
up.
to go to work, you need to get up and do this and that.
So I think that this depiction of him as a bug shows other people how limited and trapped you feel in these situations.
Does he wake up on his back?
Yeah, he wakes up on his back.
So
it takes him like pages and pages and pages and pages to even stand up.
Yeah.
Because he's stuck.
Yeah.
And every time he moves, he can't control his own body. He can't flip over. He can't do anything. He can't see his own feet. Like, it's a struggle. So there's parts like he moves forward and he doesn't like things that he used to.
Yeah.
He's losing the sense of what he was before. So his favourite drink was milk. And I hate milk. So
you hate milk.
Hate milk. His favourite drink was milk. And he doesn't like milk anymore. He likes bug things.
Oh, like what?
Damp places, dark places.
Damp and dark, dingy.
Creeping around the walls.
Creeping. Crawling.
Creeping and crawling.
Scuttling.
I love that's a good one.
Scuttle.
Yeah.
Scuttle away.
Oh no. So he's losing his sense of identity that he was before, even if he's trying to hold on to it. Because his mind's he's Gregor. Yeah. But everyone else is seeing him as this big ugly bug. Ugly bugly.
Ugly bugly.
Ugly bugly. And then we have the limitations of sympathy. I think anyone who's been terminally ill, chronically ill, or been grieving can really relate to this.
Okay.
Other people's sympathy can't do much. You could be like, oh, I'm so sorry.
In the shoes.
I'm so sorry this happened to you, but I can't fix it.
Yeah.
This sense of helplessness. So his family at the start are kind. They do make him food. They do, try and help him. They do all this stuff, but at the end they just lose their patience and don't want to help anymore. Like, this sympathy runs out. And I feel like in a situation where it's a long-lasting situation, sympathy wanes. It's like, I think I felt it. It's like, because I have chronic migraines, people are like, oh, I'm so sorry. But then when it keeps happening and happening and happening and happening, they're like, oh, she's got another migraine. So I can relate to that. And I think that Kafka probably felt that way with his TB. Because he ended up in a sanatorium when he was originally being cared for by his parents. Yeah. Well, by his mum and his sister. Yeah. So, another parallel there. Yeah. And then this whole overarching theme of alienation. Yeah. That's the biggest thing, I think. Because when you're suffering from whatever ailment, disability, mental illness that you have, you feel very alienated from everyone else. And he is physically alienated by this new ugly bugly body.
Ugly bugly body.
But he's not ugly, but we're enjoying him. So this whole alienation, his family don't want him. And that's a big theme with depression. So that's Metamorphosis.
Wow.
That's Franz Kafka. And me.
Interesting.
I am him, he is me.
Reincarnated that one time.
Yeah, that one time I got reincarnated
for
Franz Kafka.
For ages.
Yeah. So I picked this topic because I can really relate. I think my other topics going forward are going to be more like history mysteries and
History
and mysteries. Or like historical events. But I think I wanted to start with something that felt personal to me. Yeah. So yeah. As I do in all my life, I trauma dumped the first time I ever meet someone, and I tell you everything about all the bad things that have happened to me within maybe 5 days of us meeting. Okay. So I've done that here too. Let's get it out of the way.
That's good though. Yeah. Like, people can be like, oh.
Yeah. You understand me more. You know my law.
You know what we're going on about.
My law. The Toni law. Yeah. So, thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
For our second episode of what we hope will prosper into
brand deals.
Okay, so HelloFresh.
HelloFresh and Love Honey, hit us up.
Call. I'm not going to put my number out there.
Yeah. Hit us up on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter.
However, I do get HelloFresh and have been getting it.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Loyal customer.
A loyal customer.
So we hope to carry this on. Even if no one listens, we're just chilling.
Yeah, it may be a limited series. I hope it doesn't turn into a limited series. But I want it to grow.
Yeah.
Grow. Bloom.
Bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if we just each week just talk about something that we like.
Yeah.
That's good enough
can
for us.
Can you believe how blah blah from work did blah blah blah?
No, we can't do that. We can't do that.
Yeah, I know. I like everyone in work. It's fine.
We can't do that though.
Yeah.
We get fired. So, yeah, check out our social medias.
Again, that is Past and Picture Pod on Instagram.
Yeah.
Past and Picture on Twitter/X.
Yeah.
And
Past and
Picture Pod on Past and Picture Pod on TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think.
Tell us what do you want to know about? What should we talk about? Have you got a burning, itching desire to tell us about
a topic,
a special interest?
Yes.
Tell us.
Yeah.
We will invite you on. We have some ideas for people who'd like to come on. I've got a little bit of pushback from a particular someone, but I'm gonna bring her around. I've got some friends
who have agreed. So my dad wants to come on.
Yeah, Graham.
He's a funny guy.
What's he gonna talk about?
The Usual Suspects. The film The Usual Suspects is a spirit film.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, anyway, thank you. We will see you next week for whatever it is that we're gonna film.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.